Now I'm going to present about the executive summary. Our group will investigate Nestle unethical practices and activities to minimize the injustice and prejudice. All report details and portions are prepared based on past news and journals. We incorporated aspects such as the Nestle instance or issue and an ethical concern in this study. This is utilized to analyze their unethical issue and its implications for society and the environment.
The first issue, Nestle company act as unethical by selling clean water to others country and taking clean drinking water to the solely needed area, which causes the lack of clean water to the community. Furthermore, the supply of the main water with the Flint River has so many disadvantages to the community and causes health issue. Next, Nestle company act as unethical by price fixing issue. Nestle is a monopoly company that they set price for the product for their standard, not quotes from the government. All of this happened because Nestle produced the necessary product while exceeding the selling price for the most of their products.
For the third issue is Nestle, fraudulent practice is unethical because involves children labor and human trafficking for use as a forced labor. Nestle is not responsible for the abuse and suffering of children at work according to the court. Using children as a labor is completely unethical and it's also unfair that Nestle is not facing any consequences. The fourth issue, Nestle is diffaming customers with false nutritional claims about instant milk formula, effectively destroy real ethical marketing guidelines for all business. Nestle acknowledged that their product has a bad vanilla flavor for children, particularly newborns, but they continue to insist that Nestle baby milk is safe.
Okay, now I will continue with the ethical awareness, which is the first one is Nestle selling the cleansing water to the other country because I want to generate the profit to its company. However, its action like this is not as unethical because Flint, Michigan crisis that caused many people died and sick. Okay. Secondly is the Nestle keep trafficking children into the court the e for forced labor that definitely conflict with the law and it is unethical practice in children labor and
I will explain the second part for ethical awareness, which is unethical marketing strategies. The Swiss multinational Nestle has been under fire after illegally breaking ethical marketing guidelines and deceiving customers with false nutritional claims regarding its infant milk formulas. Okay, the next one is price fixing strategies. The Competition Bureau of Canada arrested Nestle Canada, Hershey's Canada, and Mars Canada and a network of independent wholesale distributors as a part of an investigation into price fixing.
The stockholder in Nestle is Peter Brabeck. Peter Brabeck-Letman is an Austrian businessman who was born on November 13, 1944. He is the chairman of the Nestle Group during the issue happened. The reason for this unethical issue happened because as the company flourished, their money-hungry appetite increased as well. Nestle committed an immoral act in which they did not intend to remedy the problem despite creating a large profit for the corporation.
The alternative, Nestle must reduce the crackdown on the clean water fraud. The second one is they must offer accurate information to consumer about the milk powder. And then the third one is reducing child abuse as a labor. So do they have a constraint? Yes, they have. Nestle was confronted with a customer boycott and also being sued for unethical child labor practices in cocoa plantation. And then Nestle also faced criticism and boycott in Canada for the water fraud.
Now I'm going to talk about the ethical reasoning. First, utilitarianism. Nestle is selling cleansing water to other countries causing unethical actions when the net cost exceeds the net benefits. The Nestle firm is providing clean drinking water in desperately needed places, therefore addressing the community shortage of clean water. Second, concept of right. Nestle developed its cocoa industry by engaging in unethical practices like as the underage labor and human monitoring. Nestle's use of human monitoring is an unethical practice that has violated the human rights.
Violates law.
Nestle has scrapped the baby milk with a harmful ingredient that can threaten the health of newborn. They also state that their infant milk has a quality same as the breast milk, which is strictly prohibited. Then pricing. This is happen when the company set their own price and quantity and give the customer with no choice. They clearly violates the negative right to the customer.
First case, ethical suggestion has been made is, as the authorities, they should not let go of Nestle company for the sake of creating a lot of money. So they have to temporarily suspend or close the company operation, as this case is not a small case to be addressed. When they temporarily suspend or close the company operation, they can conduct an investigation and ensure that are not spared with the mess Nestle made. The second case involved Nestle company is Nestle are not responsible for abuse and suffering of the children with the work. The ethical suggestion imposed is based on existing act involving children to protect the right of the children. So the company will close immediately and will have to pay back a high compound for violating the act set by the government. For the third cases involved by Nestle company, people have to boycott all this infant milk formula and ensure this product will never enter the market again. Consumer power is very crucial. The children are healthy without any kind of harm in future. Put aside money makers, but think rationally about the effect on the consumer in the long term, not just in the long term, short term, and what will happen if the baby still use the flavoring infant milk formula.
Nestle unethical practice of selling water to others' country and taking water from the neediest area, the utilitarian moral principle was ideal here. To resolve this unethical issue, the Nestle BOD should intervene. They can supervise them to ensure that the problematic branches are not harming the local community more than its customer who can enjoy the clean water they sell. Next, the Nestle unethical practice of price fixing. The virtue ethic moral principle were the best. This ethical dilemma required a price review and reset to be community friendly, emphasize the role of Nestle and virtue in the moral philosophy rather than either doing the one duty or acting about the good consequences.
For the third issue, Nestle original practice is unethical because it involves child labor and human trafficking for use as a forced labor. According to ethical theory of care, context can sometimes trump justice and our universal code acted. This is because the Nestle company has broken the law and the universal code of ethics in protecting children's rights. Nestle is more concerned with making a profit than with ensuring that the children are treated fairly. So we all aware that only the adults over the age of 18 are permitted to be in labor. Instead of turning to forced labor to cover their own cost of living at a young age, children is need of a basic living necessity should see a proper protection from the government or agency. This will have an impact on the children's development as he or she should be studying in the school and eating healthy food in order to maintain a healthy body at the age. Next, for the last issue is Nestle farming customer with a false nutritional about instant milk formula effectively destroying real ethical marketing guidelines for all business. This is intertwined with moral right approach. So we can clearly see that parents should exercise their right to speak as well as their right to live and safety as a customer. This is because in order to protect their children's health and safety, they must have the courage to speak out against the government's violation of their rights. If they not, Nestle will be more determined to seize any opportunity to increase profit. This is harmful not only to the future society but also to today's society, which have become accustomed to preferring flavor formula milk to body milk from their mother.
In conclusion, Nestle is a larger firm that manufactures food and beverage, but it is also involved in unethical business methods that have a significant impact on the community. Nestle's use of human monitoring is immoral and in violation of human rights, and it must be ended. Every level of community and organization must be taught about how ethics, moral, and human rights are important towards people in order to achieve success and as inspiration to the new generation.
The last part is ethical lesson that our group learned from this case. In this case, we learned that we as individuals have to show good ethical behavior when making an overall decision. We have to think wisely in order to make the long-term decision which benefit and negative impact for environments and communities. Lastly, we have to ensure that our decision making has to be relevant and follow the guideline to support and ensure the right way. That's all from us. Thank you.